To all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world, to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. Now the news in full. The Estu Nupe, His Royal Highness Dr. Yahaya Abubakar, says the role of traditional institution is crucial to the development and stability of Nigeria. Dr. Abubakar stated this in an exclusive interview with Global Television.
The colonialists, when they came, they didn't interfere. They didn't push it aside. They carried it along. Why? Because they see the binding force between the people and the kingship and the institution, the people in general, and the kingship or the institution. They see a binding force of peace, the security, and progress and development. So they go along with it. So we believe that at the stage of making policy or programs or the
He therefore called upon the legislators, midwife in the ongoing constitutional amendment 2, as a matter of public interest, ensure that the clear-cut roles for traditional rulers are provided for the amended body of the law.
So we believe that at the stage of making policy or programs or the government or decision-making body, we should be part of it, to advise and give, our sort of values, natural, cultural values of our people.
A full-length interview with the Estu Nupe will broadcast on our global television platforms later. Now, hundreds of policemen and security operatives have been deployed in major cities across the country as organizers of the End Bad Governance protest prepare for a 1 million man march today. The protest, scheduled to last for 10 days and expected to climax today, has been met by killings and attacks on protesters and journalists. The nationwide protesters are demanding a reversal of the fuel subsidy removal, an increase in the minimum wage to 250,000 naira, and an end to bad governance, among other issues. The organizing groups threaten to lock down the entire country today, Saturday, to press home their demands, adding that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Sunday speech was not convincing. Still on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says the economic community of West African states will continue to persuade the military leaders of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso to return their nations to the fold. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Andrew Ngalale, revealed the outcome of the meeting in a statement. Tinubu's comment came nearly 3 weeks after he hinted at plans for a special extraordinary session to discuss the future of the economic bloc. The Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Architect Sonny Ocheno, has stressed the importance of creating visibility for the fund. Due to its various interventions in tertiary institutions in the country, Ocheno, who stated this during a courtesy visit by management staff of Global Television, led by its Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Ibrahim Biu, said the television station has the capacity to provide the needed visibility for the fund. Edican Michael tells us more.
Receiving the management staff, the Executive Secretary, Architect Sonny Ocheno, lauded the effort made by Global Television.
I also want to express, on behalf of the government, appreciation for your coverage of our programs, various facets of government's responsibilities. And I want to congratulate you that within 1 year you've been able to extend your network and your coverage and the content in particular.
He made case about the importance of proper dissemination of information to the public and for stakeholders to appreciate the value of the agency in the educational sector.
The general expression is that TETFund is doing a whole lot, but not too many people even know about this until they visit our beneficiary institutions and they see logos all over the campus and so on. So I have a feeling that we needed to do more to present the achievements, the contributions of this administration to the Nigerian people.
The Managing Director of Global Television, Dr. Ibrahim Biu, while speaking on behalf of management, stressed on the commitment of Global Television to promote the activities and programs of Tertiary Education Trust Fund.
And I'm sure your organization both parties will benefit from the cooperation. And we're going to work closely to highlight and educate Nigerians on some of the activities you are carrying on in this country. We will work closely with you to make sure that some of your projects all over the Federation is effectively covered by global television.
The strategic partnership aims to harness the power of television broadcasting to drive meaningful on-the-ground solutions that resonate with Tertiary Education Trust Fund. Edika Michael, Global TV News.
Edika Michael for that report. Over now to the Federal High Court in Kaduna has dismissed a suit filed by the immediate past governor of the state, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, seeking to set aside the ad hoc committee report of Kaduna State House of Assembly, among other delegatory relief. In a ruling delivered on July 30, 2024, and a copy of the certified true copy, Justice R.M. Akwa held the applicant filed to prove any of the circumstances that will warrant setting aside the proceedings of the court. El-Rufai had approached the court seeking an order to set aside the proceeding of July 18, 2024 for lack of jurisdiction and non-compliance with the extant law and rules. Governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, has clarified the nagging issues surrounding some deductions in the salaries of some civil servants in the state. Otti made the clarification at the Government House Umahi during his monthly media interaction with newsmen. He says the government had concluded investigations in response to the complaints by some civil servants about the deduction of their salaries. Otti added that investigation revealed that the migration from the use of 2018-2019 tax rate to the current tax rate and the deduction, the taxes from salaries was responsible for the difference. Abia State Governor Alex Otti says the state government will soon make pronouncements on the new retirement age for nurses in the state from 60 years to 65 years. Otti said this at the Government House Umahi during his monthly interactive session with newsmen. He says the measure is part of the government's resolve to revamp the health sector, being one of the priority areas of his administration. The Nigerian military says it eliminated in 1 week 108 terrorists and rescued 214 kidnapped hostages across the country. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, made this known in a statement today in Abuja. Buba says troops also apprehended 204 suspected terrorists and other criminal elements and recovered 66 assorted weapons and 4,087 assorted ammunitions, comprising 1 Dasuki, 1 MG, 2 GPMGs, the RPG launcher, 1 RPG bomb, 1 AK-56 rifle, and 37 AK-47 rifles. A heavy rainfall-induced flood has cut off a significant part of Kano-Maiduguri Expressway at Malari Gakuri community in Katagum local government area of Bauchi State. The government rendered the road impassable, forcing motorists to use alternative routes to their destinations. Speaking at the scene, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed emphasized the importance of the road, which serves as a critical link between the northwest and the northeast parts of Nigeria. He appealed to the federal government to urgently intervene and repair the damaged part of the highway to ease transportation of goods and services for the overall benefits of the citizens. The national chairman of African Democratic Congress, ADC, Ralph Nwosu, has urged President Bola Tinubu to listen to protesting Nigerians and immediately address the economic hardship being experienced in the country. Nwosu said economic policies of Tinubu led by the federal government were suffocating Nigerians, calling on him to be proactive in his approach to tackle the challenge. He urged the federal government to channel the fund in stopping the nationwide protests properly so as to address the lingering hunger in the country. The Nigerian Navy has announced that its forward operating base in Bonny successfully rescued 59 individuals from a diving vessel which was operating at the Opobo field near the Opobo River. This was disclosed in a statement issued by the Director of Naval Information, Commodore Adams Aliu, who stated that the Navy lost an officer, Lieutenant Commander Gideon Gwaza, during the operation, noting that the area is known for its turbulent conditions at this time of the year. He explained that the dredging vessel contracted to Sterling Global Oil Limited was at risk of the sinking near the entrance of the Opobo River. You're watching Midday News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms by using the Global TV engine and the handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News returns, Team Nigerians men disqualified from Olympics 400 meters relay. Do stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of Midday News. Thank you for staying with us. Over now to our business decks. The crude crisis rocking the Dangote oil refinery took a new twist as the refinery engaged in an exchange of words with the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. It was reported that the Dangote Group accused the NUPRC of failing to enforce the domestic crude supply obligations effectively, saying it is yet to get enough crude locally. Reacting, the NUPRC debunked the claim, stating that it facilitated the supply of over 29 million barrels of crude oil to Dangote refinery from January to June 2024. However, in a swift response, the Dangote refinery said it did not receive any 29 MB of crude. The federal government has inaugurated a $500 million Japanese International Corporation Agency intervention project to strengthen power transmission infrastructure along the Lagos-Ogun Industrial Corridor. The Special Advisor on Strategic Communications and Media Relations to Minister of Power, Bolaji Tunji, disclosed this in a statement. The JICA project aims to boost power transmission infrastructure within and outside the Ogun Industrial Corridor, covering Agbara, Mowe, and Shagamu industrial clusters. Minister of Works David Umahi says the federal government will pay Julius Berger Construction Company 20 billion naira monthly to complete the 82-kilometer section it is handling on the Abuja-Kano highway for the next 14 months. The minister, during a meeting with the company to review all road contracts it is undertaking, lamented the shortage of funds to complete all major roads it inherited. In a statement by his media, Orji Uche Orji, the minister stated that the roads included Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano, Phase 2 of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, 2nd Niger Bridge, 3rd Mainland Bridge, Ido Bridge, and Kata Bridge. On the foreign news, an airline carrying 57 passengers and 4 crew crashed in Brazil's Sao Paulo state, killing everyone on board, the airline said. The aircraft, operated via Vespas Airline, was traveling from Cascavel to southern Paraná state to San Pablo's International Airport when it crashed in the city of Ejido. Vespas initially said the plane was carrying 58 passengers, but a statement on the airline's website later reversed the figure to 57. Twin jailbreaks in Bangladesh killed at least 12 inmates and freed hundreds more in the chaotic day after the ouster of autocratic Premier Sheikh Hasina. The interim government struggling to restore law and order, with police going on strike after Husseina's sudden resignation and flight aboard after 15 years in power. This week's prison escapee, both north of the capital, Dhaka, are the latest in a series of breakouts during weeks of nationwide unrest leading up to her toppling. In sports, the quartets of Emmanuel Ojili, Ezekiel Nathaniel, Dubem Amine, and Chidi Okeze have been disqualified from the men's 400 meters relay on the Paris 2024 Olympics. The men's teams had finished second in their semi-finals heat with a season's beat. However, the referee disqualified Team Nigeria when one of them impeded a South African athlete following a changeover. World record holder Toby Amason still has a slim chance of running the women's 100-meter hurdles final at the Paris 2024 Olympics, but that depends on any of the 8 finalists electing not to run the race due to the injury of any other reason. Amason narrowly missed out on a spot in the final after finishing third in the first semi-finals with a time of 12.55 seconds. She lost the chance of automatically qualifying for the race in the process, and her hopes of qualifying as one of the fastest non-automatic qualifiers were dashed after France's Serena Samba Milena produced 12.52 seconds to nick the last spot. Now that's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using a Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.